So I'm making you this video about how to convert units. So I'm just going to basically do a couple of questions on it, and then hopefully you can kind of get a better idea of it. So what my strategy is, well, I use this basic concept that if you multiply anything by 1, you get the same number. You get something that's equivalent. So when I'm doing this with units, I can make a fraction that equals 1. If you have a fraction and the numerator, which is the number up top, is equal to the denominator, then you know that equals 1. So I can do this with units by saying, well, 1 hour and 60 minutes, since those two are equal to each other, even though the number is different, but the units are also different. So 1 hour equals 60 minutes. So if I divide them, then it equals 1, right? Because anything divided by itself equals 1. So then I could also do the other way around, where 60 minutes, that's a 60, it's kind of sloppy. 60 minutes over 1 hour is also equal to 1. So how do I use this to do these problems? Okay, so if I look at this 6 minutes, and I want to convert that to hours, well, now if I multiply this by 1, I'm still going to have, if I do this times 1, it's going to equal 6 minutes still. But I can say, since this is equal to 1, if I multiply this here, then it will still be equal to 6 minutes. But see, this minutes here, and this one will cancel out, so I'll just be left with hours as my new units. So I'm going to show you that again so you can see more clearly. So 6 minutes. Also remember, anything divided by 1 is equal to the same number. 6 minutes divided by 1. Sorry, my mouse is being weird. Alright, here we go. 6 minutes divided by 1 times 1 hour over 60 minutes. So since there's a minutes on the top here and a minutes on the bottom, the minutes will cancel out, and I'm just left with hours as my unit now. Because if there's the same thing on top and bottom, they cancel out. So now I know that 6 minutes times, remember this is just equal to 1, equals 6 over 60 hours. And if I plug that into a calculator, oh, that's an R right there. If I plug that into a calculator, or if I just kind of do it in my head, I know that 6 divided by 60 is oops, where'd my pencil go? 0.1. 0.1 hours. So I'm going to type that in. 0.1. Now what about this one? The next one, 300 minutes to hours. So I got my 300, and that's the unit here is minutes over 1. And I just put it over 1 because when you're multiplying it by the other fraction, it makes it a little easier to follow, in my opinion. So remember, we're converting from minutes to hours. Since we're going from minutes to hours, when we have our fraction here that equals 1, we're putting minutes on the bottom because we're going from minutes to hours. So the one that you're converting to goes up top, because the one on the bottom is going to get canceled out here. So how many hours is that? Well, we know 1 hour, 60 minutes. So remember, this works because we're doing 300 minutes times 1. So it's still going to equal the same thing, because anything times 1 is the same thing. It's just going to be a different unit. So now we're doing 300 divided by 60. I don't know what's wrong with this mouse. Is 5, I believe, right? So it's 5 hours. Now if I want to go the other way around, so I'm going to start with 4 hours. over 1. It's the same process. The only difference is here now when I'm multiplying this by 1, because if I multiply it by 1 it will still equal 4 hours. Since I'm going from hours to minutes, hours goes on the bottom. Now in minutes goes on the top. So 60 minutes equals 1 hour. So now our hours cancel out, so we're just going to be left with minutes. So 4 hours is 240 minutes. Hooray! So let's hopefully this is alright. Hooray! So that's how I do unit conversion. So if we had done a video call, you could ask questions. Hopefully this is helpful for you. But I'm going to see if they have other types of this problem really fast. Okay, I decided I'm just going to do this problem because it's somewhat different than the other one. So grams to kilograms. If you don't know, remember our fraction. What equals 1? 1 kilogram. Okay, that's a really bad one. Sorry. 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. Cool. So now if I'm starting with 5 grams, 5 grams over 1, and I want to convert that to kilograms. Remember, if I multiply it by 1, I'm going to get something that's still equal to this. This is equal to 1 because 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams, and if you divide two things that are equal, you get 1. So I want grams on the bottom because I'm converting from grams to kilograms. So this is basically kilograms. 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams, and our units here on the top and bottom will cancel. That means our new unit is just kilograms. So 5 divided by 1,000 is 5 thousandths kilograms, which in decimal, this would be 5 tenths, this is 5 hundredths, this is 5 thousandths. So that's our answer. So I'm going to see if, I hope this helps you. I'm going to not do the rest of them since I kind of showed you how already. So I'm going to do, this is the same skill, converting units, but this is a kind of different problem. So it's hard for us to compare milliliters to liters in this case because they're different units. So since these two are in liters already, let's go from milliliters to liters. So 1 liter equals, let's call this L for liter, equals 1,000 milliliters. Okay, that's an ml. It looks kind of sloppy. These are L's. That's a 1. That's a 1. So I got 32,000. Boom, boom, boom. And that is in ml. And I want to convert from ml to L. So I'm going from ml to L. So that means since I'm going from this to this one's going to be on the bottom. Right? So I'm putting 1,000 on the bottom. And this works again. I've said this before, but I'm just going to say it again. Anything times 1 is equals something that's equivalent to the first thing. And so 1 liter over 1,000 milliliters equals, that's just 1 because the top and bottom are the same. So when I do this, the milliliters cancel out, and then this 1,000 cancels out with these 3 zeros here. So we just are left with 32. So this is the greatest. This one right here is the greatest, and it says from smallest to largest. So there we go. There's smallest to largest. There you have it. So hopefully I've given you enough information that you can do this on your own. Ask me if you have questions, and if you want to schedule another call, since looks like we missed this one at 7 o'clock. Just email me and let me know, and I'm always available to help you. So don't hesitate to ask if you need help or have questions.